So the reasons why you're not getting deals, for starters, you're not making calls. You understand the business and you know what you need to do, but maybe you're afraid. Maybe you have some fear of getting on the phone, and just making those dials, making calls. Maybe you have made calls and you just weren't getting accurate phone numbers. And honestly, that's a part of the game. You're going to be in situations where you can't get a hold of some people, but you have to go that further step. You have to do further research. You have to do different avenues of marketing. It may not always be phone calls, but it does start with taking some form of action, whether you're sending mailers, whether you're contacting people via email, social media, making calls. It all starts with putting one step forward. So if you haven't been making calls, definitely start. If you haven't gotten a deal, I would say, how many calls are you making, or how many points of contact are out there that you're initiating? The next one is not being professional. Maybe you are making calls and you get somebody on the line and you're just not professional. You're not properly explaining to people how they're owed these funds, what your business is, and how you can benefit them, how you can assist them on filing this claim for these funds. I always say three things: professional, knowledgeable, and an expert. Even if you aren't a veteran in this business, you can, study and learn the steps to file a deal and have your system set up and be an expert, and, explain to these clients how you can help them out. The next one is not persuading. So you have somebody on the phone, you know exactly how they're owed money, they don't know it, but you're not able to persuade them to understand that you can help them. They believe it's a scam, and you're not able to convince them that it's not. You don't have the ability to make them feel comfortable, and that gets into not sounding trustworthy. So, if somebody's owed money, are you calling them and saying, "Hi, my name is John with Asset Recovery, and you're owed $333,000. Like, I'm sorry, that's just not trustworthy at all. You're not persuading anybody." You have to have the proper information and the proper order and deliver it at the proper time. So although they might be owed 333,000, that's not something that you're going to initiate your call with. Okay. You have to build rapport, and you have to realize that on that initial call, you're not trying to close somebody. You're just trying to inform them of the surplus funds, tell them a little bit about yourself and your business and how you can help them out. And at the end of the day, if you're just having a regular conversation and this business is about helping people, you're going to be trustworthy. But if you're in this to, you're money hungry, you're trying to get rich fast, maybe you saw surplus funds, you just want to get a deal quick, and, it's not going to work out. So you definitely want to sound trustworthy. If you aren't professional on the phone and you've been struggling with mock calls, get with me, post in the Facebook group. I'm pretty sure there's somebody in this group as well that will do some mock calls with you, and, we can get better. The next one is not following up. Like I said, that first call is not where you're going to immediately close somebody. They're not going to sign the contract on that first call. You have to follow up. The last few deals that I've gotten took 10 to 12 follow-up calls afterwards. And that's after you send over proof, everything. That's just to get your documents back. So following up is crucial. And then not having the proper system set up. So that can be tied into follow-up as well. Maybe you're initiating your contact to get a hold of somebody, but you don't have a follow-up mailing system. Okay, I'm going to send out an introductory packet. I'm going to email them. I'm going to get my notary set up. I'm going to do some drop voicemails. I might mail them another letter. You just don't have your system set up. Okay. You don't have a plan. Leads right into the next one. No real plan. You don't know how many leads you're going to contact in a month. You don't know which states you're going to attack. You don't even know if you're going to do this 14 days in a row, business days, to actually execute. Because I honestly believe if you commit 2 weeks in a row to this, you're going to get a deal. If you have a plan and you know exactly what you're going to attack, which counties you're going to go after, which states, you know, where you're getting your information from, you know, how to skip trace, you have your whole follow-up sequence. If you do that for 2 weeks in a row, you're going to get a deal. It all comes down to having a plan. Next one, not utilizing virtual assistants to maximize your time. You can do this yourself. There's a lot of people who are successful themselves, but having a virtual assistant or just somebody, maybe it could be a family member, help you out in this business is going to maximize your time. You don't need a lot of time in this business, but once you have the proper system set up and you have different sectors of this business, you have a researcher, a document filer, things like that, you can maximize your time. Maybe you do have a job and you can't, you just find yourself struggling to make calls, get a virtual assistant. Maybe you're great on the phone talking, but for some reason you're not good on the computer and you're not good at doing skip tracing and research. Hire a virtual assistant. So that'll help you get a deal. Next, we have not trusting the process. This is definitely something that newcomers into entrepreneurship, when they fail, they give up because they don't trust the process. You're not going to make calls and, you know, blow it out of the water immediately and make $50,000 your first month. It can happen, but you do have to just realize that there's money out there. It has to be filed. Like this money has to be filed. Somebody's going to contact them. So why not you? If you know that the money is there, if you can see it on the list, on the county's website, that they're owed this money and it hasn't been filed yet, you can help them out. You just have to trust the process and go for your system. How do I contact them? How do I get them on the phone? How do I close a deal? Do I need an attorney? How do I file a claim? That's the whole system. So trust the process. Not taking action. Of course, that's been pretty much the main catalyst of not getting a deal is not taking action. You know, there's a lot of people who want to be successful, but they just don't put in the work. And then the last one is not believing in yourself. So it all starts with your self-belief, motivation, and the will to be great and successful. But you have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't truly believe that you're helping people in this business, then how is somebody on the phone going to believe that you can help them file this claim of some money that they've never even heard of in their life? But I know I discussed a lot of knots, and negatives, but you know, let's turn it to a positive. If you haven't gotten a deal yet, like I said, get with me and get with people in the community. We're here to help, and you'll definitely get a deal. Like I'm serious. It's out there. There's no reason why you should go this whole year without getting a deal. That's my little spiel for today. If anybody has anything they want to address, any testimonials, you know, staying focused to keep a deal, go ahead and share that.
I can start with me. When I first started, I was horrible, and I couldn't talk around the phone. I didn't understand it. I just took the time out to like really learn the business, and I just took action. And then once you just do that, like you said, I started making phone calls. I started doing research, and I started making the right phone call. That's the difference between making a phone call and the right phone call. But the right phone call is actually talking to somebody and getting them on the phone. Like you can make phone calls, but you want to make the right phone calls to talk to the right people and get them on the phone and just really, like you said, know how you're gonna run your play. You know, sometimes a script is good, but I don't use a script. I just know exactly what to say.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get familiar with being comfortable on the phone, the deals will start flowing. You'll get comfortable talking to people, and you'll start calling more people. So the first thing you want to get comfortable is just really getting comfortable with talking on the phone. You know, except people gonna hang up on you, people gonna cuss you out. That comes with it. And then just know how to work the system, like you said, and just keep following through, and you'll get the deals. Because I know if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I was horrible at this, so now I now became very good at what I do. So I think if you really put in the work and tell yourself you get a deal, and another thing, stay organized too, and then you'll actually will get a deal. So that's what I just wanted to say.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you something. I would say maybe about a month ago or so, I think a little less than a month ago or so. I did make one, I got the program, everything. I did make, I don't know if it's necessarily, maybe it could be a mistake. I kind of gave away something. What I did was, it was with a lawyer out of Ada County in Idaho. Actually, it's out of Ada County. A guy, he has a local personal injury practice out there, but he was individually named Eric Rossman. He was owed, the lawyer themselves on their property, they were owed a tax surplus. But in the state, in that particular state, he only had like a couple of days or so to file. It literally ended up being 2 days time frame, the 48-hour time frame. So I mean, I gave that one away essentially to him because I didn't bring the paperwork. It wasn't going to be enough time to get the paperwork back from the dealings that he was doing. So I gave that one, but it was for about $13,800 for that one. And I know he filed it. What I did was I streamlined after I discussed it with him. I passed the information to him. It was on a particular list, and he got it. I know he filed for it because I followed up about 2 weeks later. I followed up with the Ada County treasurer, and I found out that he specifically did file, and he was actually hand walking it over there. Got off his practice and went over there, shot over there. And it's like, yeah, I want this money, and he went over there. But it was one of, it was a deal. At least I got a feel for it. But, that was, like I say, that was a freebie, but at least I got a feel of the process. And then I found out
that's
he
actually powerful. Maybe that you didn't actually submit the claim for him and get paid on that. I would reach out to him and say, hey, do you mind doing a testimonial for my business? This really helps. I informed you about this, and I'm so glad that you were able to recover these funds. A quick testimonial will go even further than any amount of money I could have made on this.
Yeah, I actually did that. I actually did just that. What you said, when you mentioned that, I did that about a couple of hours ago. I sent the rest of the testimonial since I gave him free service.
Yeah. You put that on your website, man. That's gonna allow you to close. That's gonna allow you to close way more than the amount of money you would have made on that. Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I had something I just wanted to say. I remember Eric in the course. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes when you're making calls and you're getting just rejected, and bad numbers after bad numbers, but you always have to remember your why. Why you're doing this. And for me, I do this for my family. I got to get my mom a house. I got to be able to take care of my family, be put in a better situation, not depending on the system, for me to have some income. So even when I'm like going through it, or it's like, man, dang, nobody answered the phone, I'm sending emails, nobody's getting back to me. Just always have in the back of your mind, why are you doing this?
Right.
And that will give you the extra motivation to continue grinding and to continue to push. It's not a this business is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You just got to keep going. So I just wanted to say that, and let's just all just keep grinding and keep calling, and don't get satisfied. Yeah, you got an agreement signed, that's cool, but keep working. Like you just got to keep working. Don't stop. So that's all I wanted to say.
Appreciate that.
I would just add that you have to have the right mindset. You have to approach this knowing that you're going to make money. If you're just starting out, set a goal to make 1,000 phone calls. You make 1,000 phone calls, you're absolutely going to close at least one deal that's going to pay you a minimum of 10 grand. So it's just a matter of, are you going to take a month to make that 1,000 phone calls, or are you going to bang those 1,000 phone calls out in a week, like 5 days, 250 calls a day? Go make 1,000 phone calls, you'll get a deal. Like, get after it. The money's out there to be made, and you should definitely approach this as like someone who wants to get the money. Don't approach this like this is a side hustle. Approach this like it's a business. If you work this like a business, it will pay you like a business. It's really just that simple. Get after it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Treat it like a business, you're gonna get paid like a business. That is the quote of the day. That is true. You're gonna get what you get in. Yes.
Hey man, put that on a shirt, man. You good to get that patent right now.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
What's up, James?
Yeah, you done, Jay.
Yay. Hey, Eric, all of your bullet points were exact. Every single one of them. There was nothing negative about them. The one I really want to talk about is trusting yourself. You know, there is no such thing, as far as I'm concerned, as being motivated. Well, there is. You can be motivated from outside influences, but if you're going to do something and carry it all the way, you have to be motivated from within. Exterior motivation only lasts for so long. But with this group of folks that I'm talking to right now, I've had the pleasure of actually working with a few of you guys, and everybody in this that's on this Zoom right now is extremely motivated. And that's what it takes. You say within 2 weeks you should have a deal, and that is absolutely so. I've been doing this now, this month has been a year. 3 days after I got the course, I looked at it, I tapped everything on the computer that you tapped, and it led me somewhere. The process that you gave us to start with was great. All we need to do is expound on it. There's a lot about process that you're going to have to see for yourself and make for yourself. I'm still honing my process, and I think my process is great. I found out something today. I was looking for somebody this past weekend, and I used everything in my arsenal that I knew I had. But one that I don't use regularly is Google. I Googled this lady, and the first phone number that came up on Google, I was able to contact her. You have to expound on your process. You have to be motivated from within to do this. And 2 weeks, within 2 weeks, you should at least be in contact with somebody that can at least tell you no.
Yeah.
That's all I got. You know, that's how I end everything. That's all I got.
No, that's true. If you're applying yourself and you commit for 2 weeks and you don't get on the phone with at least one person to tell you no, just get with me. I promise I'll give you your money back and you can give up. Like, you just have to commit 2 weeks. That's it. Commit to it.
Oh, well, one more thing. When I first got the course, I don't know if you remember this, man, because I know you deal with a lot of people. When I got the course, 3 days after I got it, I found somebody in Charlotte. Only because of voicemail. I knew it was him. And I hit you up through email, and I said to you, I got his email. He's not hitting me back. He's not answering texts. He's not answering my voicemails. And you told me, well, just dig a little deeper, see if you can find him someplace else. And I found him right here in Charlotte. I went to his door. Long story short, he told me no. He didn't want anything to do with it. It was $95,000 surplus. He didn't want anything to do with it. I got in my car. I was a little dejected. I was a little pissed off. And I hit you up on email, and you said, send me your phone number. I sent you my phone number. You called me right back, and you said it's a numbers game. You said you don't know why people turn down money. And we talked for a minute. But then the next day, I found an individual who came on board, and it was enough to pay for my course 8 times over. And this was it was less than 2 weeks. So what you say is really on point. 100%.
Oh yeah,
Did
because
everybody?
that first deal could have been a yes. You remember I was saying that the first deal could have been a yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks is more than enough time to get somebody to say yes. 2 weeks is more than enough time to find somebody that you can hone in on and at least have a conversation with.
Exactly.
That's all I got.
Thanks, James. Does anybody have anything else to say before we end today's call? Today's call was great too, by the way. I appreciate everybody tapping in.
Hey, Eric, I just want to say, I mean, I do need some help on planning it out.
Okay.
It's because I look at all these you know, these websites, and there's too many to like narrow down. And for me, I'm like, I don't know where to start. But
Mhm.
like I'm not like I'm making calls. I'm doing everything I can. Like I even got a couple contracts signed. They didn't fall through. It just it's planning it out. That's where I'm having an issue at, is because it just feels like it's a over amount of like, oh man, I'm trying to, I want to get everything, but I just need help like focusing in on like, all right,
I'll say
what's
this, for the plan, like if we'll do it right now with everybody on this, what I would recommend is pick 2 lists. It doesn't matter what county, pick 2 lists that you haven't touched at all. Pick 2 lists, fully skip trace it, but do good skip tracing. This might take you 2 weeks. Fully skip trace it, get relatives, get their numbers, get emails, mailing address, and make your plan to contact them every way possible. Send letters in the mail. Halliman has been doing a great job sharing, his letter. You can make your own, you can use that. You can do voicemail drop. Create voicemail drops. That's when you make a voicemail, it drop straight there. Call them, cold call, SMS, text, and then social media. And take every person on that list and write out every form of contact and check off if you've done that. I guarantee you, if you commit to that 2 list for 2 weeks straight and use every single point of contact, you're gonna get a hold of somebody, like James said, that's gonna tell you no. If not, you might get a deal, but lock in on those 2. It can get overwhelming, like you said, when you have so many counties to choose from. Hell, in Florida, Monday through Friday, you're gonna get a lot of foreclosures. But just focus on those 2 lists, and then from there build momentum. Because once you start getting people on the phone or just getting people under contract, you're gonna get more confident in yourself, and you're gonna get more confident in the process in the future. That hey, if I keep this pace up of contacting every way possible, I'm gonna start closing deals. It's a numbers game. And the good thing about numbers is sometimes you have outliers. You might get a huge deal.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna stick to that one. I'm gonna replay this too, so I could just replay what you said.
Okay.
Eric, what are you using for ringless voicemail?
I think it's called Cowboy. Let me see. I have a whole team that manages that for me. I think it's called Cowboy Drop or something like that.
You can also use Sly Broadcast.
Okay, I've heard of Slide Broadcast.
Another one that I'm using is REI Reply.
Yeah.
REI
REI.
Reply. Okay.
Yeah, it's $50 and it has everything in that you need: the skill tracing, ring, ringless voicemail, and you can create your text message the way you want it to go out too. So you can just look at YouTube and it'll show you how to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, right now, guys, I'm working on something. And if you guys already know about it, definitely tell me. But I know there's CRMs out there where you can set up a whole sequence. And what I kind of want to make is an algorithm for us with surplus funds, the correct sequence that will literally contact everything. So after we get a contact in the CRM, we throw them into a huge follow-up campaign. So boom, mailer sent. Then you have the drop voicemail. Then we're gonna call them. Then the next day, SMS text, email, social media message, until you get a deal or something, some point of contacting relatives. But I know on some CRMs, you can schedule like text follow-ups, email follow-ups, being able to send mailers, all of that. So I'm still working on it. If anybody already has that system set up, definitely let me know. But I'm gonna try to make that like algorithm for us.
That's pretty dope because that's what REI Reply does too. You can set up for the ringless voicemail, the call, but you gotta put your own text messages in there. You gotta create your own text messages. It
Yeah,
doesn't
you can put like the brackets like hello and then like the first name. We sent you out a mailer or documents, things like that.
but it doesn't send out the mail for you. That'd be cool. With the mail can come with that. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
The mail, but it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Only thing I heard of something similar to that is called, I think, OLM.
OLM. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be great. But it's just a thought right now. I'm gonna have to, try to make it come. That's what I was saying. If anybody already has that going, let me know.
Okay, I got a question.
Go ahead. Welcome too,
Okay.
by the way, Sierra. I think this is my first time seeing you on a call.
Yeah. I got a really, really like beginner question.
Go ahead.
So I'm looking into Broward County in Georgia, and basically I got a list, like a really long list full of like, excess funds and everything, but I don't have any names or anything. I just have like the tax deed number and the parcel number. And I tried to look it up in the Sarasota website, the real TM, I think it's called.
Okay. So you kind of threw me off. First, you said you were looking up Georgia. Then you're looking up
Right.
Sarasota. Sarasota's in Florida.
Oh, dang.
So if you're
I
looking
thought
at
that was something. Okay.
yeah, there are lists in Georgia that, don't give you much information besides, like the parcel ID. Look them up on the GIS. You'll search that up. Then you'll be able to, I now have a property address. Now you have that property address. You can go through and look at documents to see who the previous owner was. And then you want to match up the previous owner up before that sale date. Sometimes those lists would just give you like a case number. You're gonna have to search on the county's search portal. And if you don't know where that is, just Google whatever the county's name and put case search. And then, just use your intelligence on Google and click on the correct link, search the claim, and then you'll be able to get a docket, see what's going on the GIS. You put that parcel number, and then you'll be able to get that property address. They may not always give it to you fully, but they're going to give you clues and pieces to be able to, figure out exactly what's going on.
Also,
Okay,
if you have,
and
Go ahead, James.
go ahead.
also, if you have a service to skip trace with, if you put in the address, it will more often times than not give you the name of the individual that owns that property.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you were looking at Sarasota, which is in Florida, and you go to Sarasota's real TDM, they'll show you all the information. If you want to, I can show you right now too.
Okay. I thought Sarasota was like a general thing you use to look up the stuff. I didn't know that was an actual place.
Yeah, no, Sarasota is a county in Florida, and I'll show you right now. So this is real TDM Sarasota, and you just go to active sold bidder, and then you hit search, and then it will literally give you the surpluses. And then you click on the page and you can look at the most recent ones. And then when you click on it, you can click on parties and they'll tell you who the owners are. And then you want to click on documents and see if somebody's filed a claim. So right here, I don't see that anybody filed a claim, but we do have a surplus letter. So when we click on the letter, you'll then see who got notified about these surplus funds. This looks like a company. They notify them. And then also parties told you who it was. You can look at deed documents. And then also on Sarasota's regular website, Clerk of Courts, they have a whole section, which I break down in the course, that tells you about surplus funds, about claiming surplus funds, things like that. So some counties are easy, and then some give you little bits and pieces to, figure it out.
Okay, and just one last question. What is the GIS? Is that like just a website or something?
So each county will have the GIS. What does GIS stand for? Global, what does it stand for? Jay, I know you would know. What is it? You're muted.
Oh,
It is a global information system.
Okay, gotcha. Yep. So each county is gonna have
Geographic information system.
geographic. Okay. Yeah, each county has their own. Some use a GIS, some just have like their regular property appraisal, and you can just search it there. So
Okay. All right,
you
thank
can just
y'all.
Google it. Yeah, you're welcome. You can, whatever county, you can just Google the county's name and then GIS.
Okay, got it.
Good question though. Well, all right, you guys, I will see you guys on Thursday. And if anybody was struggling in any of those areas to not get a deal, please get with me, post in the group. We're here to help.